Our children are worse educated, and our infrastructure is crumbling. So let's talk about it. 22 years of single-party rule. If they truly cared about you, they would have done something already. If they truly cared about you, they would have fixed public education. If they truly cared about you, they would have fixed the roads. They would have created a livable minimum wage. They would have fixed our healthcare system. If they truly cared about you, they would have done something. But with all that power, they have done nothing for you and have only enriched themselves. This moment calls for honesty because leadership means recognizing when policies fail our people and taking responsibility for changing them when the opportunity arises. South Carolina, you have that opportunity. South Carolina is a beautiful state filled with resilient, hardworking people. We hear a lot about growth and success, often framed through national politics or federal debates. But the true measure of how a state is doing can be found much closer to home. We deserve a home where our children are learning, our roads are safe to drive on, our neighborhoods feel secure, and our families can access the care they need. Don't you want a healthcare system that works for you? We should be funding rural hospitals, providing more schools and health facilities with mental health services, and making healthcare affordable. Women across this state have seen their rights stripped from them, with deeply personal healthcare decisions becoming matters of political debate. These decisions affect real families, real lives, and real futures. And they should be made without government interference. We should also be clear about how progress actually happens in South Carolina. New electric vehicle and battery plant projects across the state did not happen by accident. It was made possible by Democratic-led federal investments in clean manufacturing that every congressional Republican opposed. Then they later took credit for it once the jobs arrived. Bless their hearts. South Carolinians understand the difference between doing the work and taking the credit. We are overlooking industries in this state that could create jobs, generate tax revenue, and provide real relief to the people who need it the most. With some of the most fertile soil and hardest working farmers in the country, our state is well positioned to responsibly grow cannabis for safe, legal medicinal use. We have a state lottery that funds educational programs. Why aren't we inviting safe, regulated gaming in other forms to provide our state with millions in tax revenue? Imagine a South Carolina that keeps its focus where it belongs, on the people who call this state home. Imagine a South Carolina where you can drive down a smoothly paved road, drop your child off at a safe, well-performing public school, where you're working one job and not living paycheck to paycheck. Imagine a South Carolina where your government truly cares about you. If we are willing to be honest about where we stand and are fearlessly committed to improving it, then tomorrow can be a brighter day for this state and for everyone who calls it home. Because together, we can change it. And in November, we will build a new South Carolina together. Thank you, and God bless South Carolina.
And that was Representative Jermaine Johnson giving the Democratic message in response to Governor McMaster's 9th and final State of the State address. Now we get some reaction from lawmakers who were in the chamber with the governor, starting with Representative Carl Anderson. Come on and let's tell us what you thought about the governor's final State of the State address this evening.
Well, I thought being it's his last speech, the governor did a good job. He brought a lot of history out. He even included my district, that's in Georgetown. He talked about the nature and the beauty that we have and everything that's going on from the mountain down to the ocean. down to the coast, and he talked about the buildings we have, the houses we have, the churches we have, the structure of everything that Georgetown County has, along with Camden, Charleston, Beaufort. He talked about the Low Country in its speech. So now, to say all of that, he talked about the educational ream and how teachers' pay have increases as they started. He also talked about how the roads and bridges, we have put several $1 billion there in the road and bridges. He also talked about what we are, and we are owners. He talked about all South Carolinians. We are owners of our state. And so I was just happy to hear him. He brought a lot of history out over the past 9 years.